The desert outpost squatted beneath 3 moons, its prefab walls scarred by sandstorms and forgotten wars. Marcus Venn slouched against the cantina bar, his canteen dangling from calloused fingers. The metal container had crossed 6 systems with him, a relic from Earth that held water better than any modern polymer flask. He considered it worthless sentiment now. The trader who entered war environment gear caked in red dust. His eyes, too many of them, blinked in sequence as he scanned the room. When his gaze landed on the canteen, several pupils dilated with interest. That container, the trader clicked through his translator. I will exchange the female in my cargo hold for it. Marcus snorted into his drink. Person for a canteen? What kind of deal is that? She is not a person by legal definition. She is classified hostile fauna. My ship's eye, I detected her species signature. I captured her before she could act. She has value to researchers, but your primitive water vessel has value to collectors. I prefer immediate profit to research credits. The bourbon in Marcus's glass suddenly tasted like rust. He had seen enough of the fringe territories to know that slavery wore many masks, and research specimen was among the ugliest. Still, trading for a sentient being felt wrong in ways that knotted his gut. What species? He asked, hating himself for the question. Fearing, apex predator class. Highly restricted space. She should not be this far into neutral zones. Marcus knew that name. Every human freighter captain knew that name. The Veering hunted through 17 systems, their territory marked by warning buoys and ships that never returned. They were legends told in pilot lounges, whispered about in the same breath as black holes and ghost stations. If she is so dangerous, why are you hauling her around? Stasis cage. Military grade. She cannot even think clearly enough to spit. But I grow tired of the power drain. Your canteen, human. Final offer. Something stubborn and stupid flowered in Marcus's chest. Maybe it was the bourbon. Maybe it was the way the trader's fingers tapped with impatience, like he was haggling over cargo instead of a living being. Maybe it was just that Marcus Venn had made enough bad choices in his life that one more hardly mattered. He slid the canteen across the bar. The trader's mandibles clicked with satisfaction. An hour later, Marcus stood in his ship's tiny cargo bay, staring at the stasis cage. Through the frosted containment field, he could make out a vaguely humanoid shape, tall, maybe 7 feet. The field distorted details into blue-white shimmer. His ship's computer chimed a warning. Cargo item is classified as Category 5 hostile organism. Recommend immediate jettison or delivery to quarantine facility. Override, Marcus muttered. Release stasis on my mark. Reduce containment to basic force field. This action violates 17 safety protocols. Noted. Release. The blue-white shimmer faded. The temperature in the bay dropped 10 degrees in as many seconds. Marcus's breath misted as the figure inside became clear. She was nothing like the monster stories. She stood with predator grace, her skin a pattern of silver and gray that shifted like smoke on water. Her eyes, when they opened, held the depth of stellar phenomena, dark matter given consciousness. 4 arms hung at her sides, each ending in fingers that tapered to points like surgical instruments. She wore minimal clothing, just enough to cover what biology demanded, and scars traced her shoulders like tally marks. Those eyes focused on Marcus. Something between recognition and hunger flickered in their depths. You are human, she said. Her voice bypassed his ears entirely, resonating directly in his skull with crystalline clarity. You purchased me. I guess I did, Marcus replied, fighting the urge to step back. But I am not keeping you. Soon as you are oriented, I will drop you wherever you want to go. Her head tilted, in gesture that seemed simultaneously curious and calculating. You do not know. Know what? 3 cycles ago, my people's Council of Hunts declared your species marked prey. All humans in veering territory are now fair game for the culling trials. You have been judged weak enough, numerous enough, and invasive enough to warrant controlled population reduction. The words hit Marcus like decompression. What? The vote was unanimous. Human expansion has crossed into 7 systems we consider sacred breeding grounds. Your colonies ignore warnings. Your military ignores boundaries. So the Council invoked ancient law. For the next 10 cycles, any veering may hunt humans for honor marks. Already, 43 of your outposts have gone silent. Marcus's hand drifted toward the plasma pistol on his hip. And you are telling me this because you are about to try and kill me. No, the word carried absolute certainty. I am telling you because you need to understand what you have done. By purchasing my freedom, by showing mercy to a Virain when your species is marked, you have created a debt bond. This is older law than the Hunt Council. This is gene-deep law that cannot be broken. She moved with liquid speed, crossing the bay before Marcus could draw his weapon. But instead of attacking, she knelt. All 4 arms crossed over her chest in an intricate pattern. I am Lisa's of the Midnight Shore clan. I owe you life debt. Until this debt is satisfied, I am bound to protect you from all threats, including my own people. This is the old way. This supersedes the Council's hunt mark on your species. Marcus stared down at her, his mind reeling. I do not want a debt. I do not want protection. I just want to get you home. Impossible. If I return to veering space without honor marks from the human culling, I will be executed as craven. If I return with you under life debt, I will be executed as traitor. I am now exile by circumstance and law. So what are you going to do? Lisa's rose, and for the first time, something like dark humor touched her expression. I am going to keep you alive, Marcus Venn, whether you want it or not. Because there are 30 veering hunting packs in this sector alone, and every one of them will smell human scent on solar winds. They will come for you. They will come for every human in range. And because you showed mercy to an enemy, I will make certain they fail. That is insane. That is honor. She moved to the bay's viewport, looking out at the star-scattered dark. Your species does not understand what is coming. The Hunt Council has not declared culling in 4,000 cycles. When we hunt, we do not stop until the prey is managed to sustainable numbers or extinct. You have perhaps 1 orbital cycle before the first major assault waves reach core human territories. Marcus felt the weight of it settling on his shoulders like a physical thing. 1 person cannot stop a war. No, Lisa's agreed. But 1 person with knowledge of veering tactics, with access to council communications, with understanding of how my people think and fight, that person could help your species prepare. That person could identify which outposts to evacuate and which to fortify. That person could teach your soldiers how to survive encounters they are currently unequipped for. And you would do this? Betray your entire species? She turned from the viewport, and her eyes held something ancient and sad. I would honor a debt. There is a difference. My people have chosen a path I cannot walk. You have given me a different path, even if you did not intend to. So I will walk it until the debt is paid or I am dead. Marcus ran his hand through his hair, the absurdity of the situation threatening to overwhelm him. He had traded a canteen for what might be the only chance humanity had to survive an interstellar culling. The universe had a sick sense of humor. All right, he said finally. If we are doing this, first thing we need to do is get word to Earth Command. They need to know what is coming. Agreed. But Marcus Venn, understand this. When my people discover what I am doing, they will send specialists after me. Not honor-seeking younglings. Not glory-hungry packs. They will send the silent blades, those who kill other veering when necessary. They will not stop. They will not negotiate. They will end me and anyone protecting me. Sounds like I should have kept the canteen. The joke fell flat in the cold bay, but Lys's expression shifted into something that might have been respect. You have strange courage for prey. Perhaps the council judged incorrectly. Perhaps humans are not weak. We are stubborn, Marcus corrected. There is a difference. He moved to the ship's console and began plotting a course to the nearest relay station. Behind him, Lisa stood silent, a living weapon turned reluctant guardian. The first Virine in millennia to break from the hunt, as the ship's engines hummed to life and the desert. Outpost shrank behind them. Marcus wondered what his father would have said about trading a family heirloom for the fate of the species. Probably something about always knowing when to make a deal. The canteen was gone, but somehow Marcus suspected he had gotten the better end of the bargain, even if that bargain came with a death sentence and a war attached. The stars stretched ahead, cold and uncaring, full of hunters who would not stop coming. But for the first time in a long time, Marcus Venn did not feel alone.